So the low beams have this cutoff that we're going to look at going down the road, but I just want to point it out what it looks like on a kind of like a flat surface. This fence right here, you can see that cutoff right there, and hopefully you can see that there's a notch. You can see that kind of dips down, and that's where the oncoming traffic lane, and we'll see that going down the road. So there's high beams, and then there's low beams. So you can see a clear cutoff. So you can see on the road, on the oncoming traffic lane, a little bit lower on the cutoff on the low beams. So when you see that car comes, since we're going up and down hills a little bit, that's supposed to give it a little bit of leeway so we're not blinding them, since we're kind of tilting up and down. And it seems to be adjusted perfectly, actually. Some of them aren't. Some vehicles are coming from the factory, they're not adjusted quite right, for my liking anyway. So I'm going to turn on automatic high beams soon. I have them turned to low beams right now just so we can focus on those. And we'll get past this roundabout. There's a dark area of the road in which we can look at the high beams. I'll get to see what the night navigation map looks like. The heads-up display is really nice too, even at the highest brightness. It's not distracting, and it gives you good information. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the speed. All right, so there's the high beams right there. So yeah, I can see pretty good, and having those 4 projectors on each side, they tend to overlap enough to where they're not patchy on the road. Some vehicles kind of have this patchiness to them, especially reflector instead of projectors for some reason. This one does a good job, I think, of kind of spreading the light out, and there's a decent distance, and the light kind of spreads to the side of the road and on the road itself. And so far the automatic high beams are working okay. Most vehicles have a problem with the automatic high beams, but this one so far seems to be working fine. But I'm always skeptical of all vehicles with the automatic high beams. With Genesis, seems to work pretty good. As long as you keep the windshield clean, it's usually not an issue. Okay, so there's some bridge reflectors right in here, so we can get an idea of what the brightness levels are, and also the pattern there on the rails and the brightness and overall. I think it looks good. I mean, it's not super wow headlights. Like, there's a couple vehicles I would push it beyond, a little bit better, but I think these are definitely adequate headlights. They look good. They're bright enough. They're not patchy. They're not as patchy. There's a little tiny bit, but not. It's pretty evenly distributed light. And just overall, this vehicle is just a pleasure to drive. Really like it. It's nice. Nighttime, daytime. It's just a nice, fun to drive, luxurious vehicle that doesn't stand out. It doesn't grab your attention, make you and make a spectacle out of driving it around. It's kind of more unassuming. It's just you pull up somewhere and you feel good about your vehicle, but you're not making a scene, that kind of thing. It looks good. And everybody that's seen it and rode in it so far has really enjoyed it. It's very impressive, especially light interior makes a big difference in a vehicle. I think it just makes it look not really classy or something, just kind of luxury. This is boost mode.